Good volatility kicking in last week into the beginning of this week. So CCL, that's Carnival in here. IV rank is up right around 76, but we only ended green today by about 3 cents from yesterday's trading session. So we ended the week green, ended the day 1763, up around 3 cents from yesterday's close. You only have right around $1.20 expected move by next Thursday's expiration. So remember, your expiration cycle is coming on the 17th, not the 18th of next week. You have that short week in your markets. So what are we looking at here on the weekly chart? Well, harsh resistance in here from this upper trend line. You can see that we usually don't really like making trend lines like this, but you can see that it's respected it so much and it's super, super harsh and heavy. Therefore, we have to place it on here and we have to keep on just watching it until something gives. So weekly chart, we're opening next week, gapping up or down, say 50 cents or so. That's going to put you right here at this 18 or down here right around at that $17 area. So you're still going to be below this trend line in here. Harsh resistance coming up right here on this trend line. But if we do break above that, then you're going to be looking at this $19 area. And then above that, you have to worry about the 9-day EMA. You can see that was a big resistance for us ever since January here. Ever since we broke below it, we just cannot get above it for whatever reason. And then that's currently trading at $20 level. And then above that, it's going to be this 23 area right in here. Support wise, well, we did close above this 200 SMA. So that is good. You can see last week we were down below it. Beginning of this week, we were way down below that 200 SMA, but we actually closed green for the week and we closed above that 200 SMA. So that's going to be our first support. That's at 1657. Below that, you're going to be right here, right around those mid 13s. So that is going to be an area of support. And it's pretty good support. You can see back in last year, August, you had a couple touch points in here. You go to April, almost hit it down here in February. And you can see it was a little bit of resistance here and here as you go into last year. And if you go all the way back 2 years ago, you can see it was a nice resistance / support for us in here. So that is going to be an area that we're going to watch. Below that, it's nothing really until the $11 range. Good volume in here. Basically, that's what you're seeing across the board. You had a little bit of volume spike last week. This week, more volume, and your RSI is getting a little bit coming back to us, obviously, with the green day in here, but we're still basically oversold, and you're going to see that across the board. So the volume and the RSI and kind of every stock, it's more or less doing the same thing as far as more volume this week, and your RSI is curling up just a little bit in there. We mentioned that we had right around $1.23 expected move by this Thursday. If you go all the way out to May, right around a $2.50 expected move. And if you go all the way out to your June expiration, right around a $3 expected move is what everybody is pricing in here. So good IV relative to itself. I know it's very boring and it's a cheap stock in here, cheap underlying asset to play. But all in all, your premiums are pretty juiced in here. So a low risk, low reward could get a nice little pop either way in here because your channel is pretty wide if you get another dump like this. You can see last week we had a low to high of $5. So $20 stock, low 15 in there for the week. That's a pretty big move, $5 move off of a $15 to $20 stock. So if we do happen to get another move like that or another volatile move heading upwards, then it could be a low risk, low reward play in here. But again, what levels are we looking at? 19, and then you're looking at your 1650 in here, and then below that, right around those 13s in Carnival. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you're interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.